Whoopi Goldberg has lost her mind yet again. She is now making demands to Elon Musk and the entire United States government. All of Hollywood is pretty much in shambles because we are efficiently cutting government spending in ways that we never could have imagined before. Why are they against this? Let's talk about it. It's something that really needs to be exposed, and to me, it's one of the most interesting things that's happening in America. We're cutting down on trillions of dollars, literally trillions of dollars, and all of Hollywood is against it. So where's that money going to? I'm sure you, the viewer, already know that answer.
Put up with it.
Well,
and by the way, egg prices are supposed to come down, not airplanes.
Well, let me say someplace that could really use a lot of cutting. You know, yeah. Elon has very many.
Chat, hold on one second. Am I hearing this correct? Did Joy Burr just try to relate planes going down with DOGE? So now they're blaming freaking DOGE for plane crashes? I know I heard that right in the beginning. So damn, it's not just Whoopi Goldberg. All of these people are unhinged.
What do you call it?
Government contracts?
Government contracts.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't remember, maybe y'all heard it, but I don't remember looking for an armored car. And I don't remember, I don't care what it looks like. I don't remember asking for it. I don't know why I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I want to know, when did I say, hey, we need another agency next to NASA?
Yeah.
So when did we start paying for his stuff?
You talk about SpaceX overseas.
I can't believe this person is famous. I mean, seriously, the way that she's even trying to come up with a statement, she can't do it. She don't even remember the name of SpaceX. So now Whoopi Goldberg, like, this is not shilling Elon Musk, bro. We all understand NASA was pretty useless. Pretty much every American, to the point that we stopped seeing anything about space. We stopped seeing people go on the moon. We stopped seeing this amazing technology that we supposedly had that verified we were the best country in the world. Most Americans stopped caring about space. That's how bad NASA did. What's wrong with there being competition? Why do you want a sole space agency that is a partner with the government? Would you not want independence that can tell you a different side of what's going on? I mean, most of us are conspiracy theorists, I would think, in 2025. I think it's a little bit harder. Let me word this right. It's a little bit harder for people to kind of push the conspiracies about space when you have two different organizations, one that's separate of the government and one that's directly tied with it. You know, it's a lot better when you have options. If you just got one sole organization telling you that they have the truth, it's going to lead to people believing what are the lies they're possibly showing us and what truths are they actually hiding, since they hold the absolute power of showing us what the truth is. So it's good that SpaceX also has some of this power. We want to see that divided up. You don't want one organization be in charge of educating the entire country on one subject.
FAA?
No. You know that he's going to be cutting NASA.
Yeah.
That's the competition. So what is the real deal here? Money. If we want to cut some money.
They've proven that NASA is spending like $652,000 on screws, on some screws. And listen, the corruption is so deep that some of these screws are the accounting errors. They cost up to like $12. It's absolutely insane. And even NASA itself, no one understands what they're doing anymore. No one does. It's like, what are they doing? So what's wrong with NASA getting cuts in places that just, quite frankly, don't help us in our space exploration? To have Elon Musk come in these frequent years and completely outsmart NASA, outdo NASA in every way, and they had the resources and they had the time. So it's not really a good look for NASA themselves. I don't think the government should be increasing their spending. I think they do need some cuts.
Let's cut some of these. I'm okay with that.
Follow the money.
Because we have to pay for it. You are paying for everything he sends up that comes back down, that falls back down and breaks up. That's out of our pockets. We'll be right back.
And she likes me. She even.
This is how much they changed. Like, I don't understand what happened with Whoopi Goldberg. But it's anything that's associated with Trump or conservatives at this point, she absolutely hates. Let's take a look behind memory lane.
I was just going to say.
She put me in her movies,
yes,
right?
we
A
are
long time ago.
friends.
So how much did I judge? Nothing.
Like they
right?
say in the
It was a
Dog
freebie. Donnie, I love you. I'm telling you.
And they're trying to humanize them and change
She loved Trump in the past.
your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump. You're talking about. Talking about Trump.
It's crazy how she was looking at the camera saying, don't fall for that, when she's one of the people that's pushing the Trump hate. Wow, how times can change. I don't know. That's so strange.
Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference.
Now, if you don't know what this clip is, this was just, yesterday, I think? Or a few days ago. It's one of the two. But Whoopi Goldberg actually has an obsession with Elon Musk, so much so that she started bullying the little guy. She attacked her son and started talking about his name. Now, this is from the same party that claims conservatives are bullies, but it's okay when they do it. It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it.
Yes. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear anyone mess about our names, okay? Okay? Anywho.
So this right here is a chart to show how much money DOGE is saving the American people. And this is just within a few weeks of being on the clock. It's absolutely insane the amount of money that they're saving, but you have these celebrities that have a problem with it. Where's the problem coming from? It's the fact that we're finding out through companies like USAID, well, organizations like USAID and these departments of our government, that they were funding Hollywood celebrities to push propaganda. You see, all the way down to Sesame Street out in Afghanistan. They were pushing out these narratives, even could be LGBT or anything that could be liberal at that time, and had to push their narrative with it. So these are a lot of people that push propaganda, like The View. I'm not saying The View is going to get hit by DOGE, but it seems like they're one of the organizations that's worried about us peeling back the onion a little bit more. Because what happens when we find out majority of Hollywood is being ran by propaganda and their companies aren't even profitable? I spoke about on my last video how me and Pro Davis was talking about how some companies just aren't profitable. How are they still active? And it's because intelligence agencies or government agencies are funding them to push propaganda. So their careers can be dead as long as their propaganda and their voice is loud. They'll work. They just need characters for their world stage. They saved us nearly $110 billion. That's how much money DOGE has already saved us. It's absolutely crazy.
I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. There's this concept in private equity when you get a bankrupt company and you go in there.
So Kevin O'Leary had some words about DOGE and his suggestions, which I think was really deserving of adding in this video.
You cut 20% more than your initial read. And then you find, like a pool of mercury, the organization gels back together again. Always cut deeper, harder when there's fat and waste. The FAA, it's not the people. The code is cobalt. It's from the 60s. It needs CapEx put into it for the technology to be upgraded to make it safer. Fat like a chicken. All of these agencies are like big fat chickens dripping over barbecues of fat. This is the best barbecue I've ever seen, but I don't think it's happening fast enough. They're not cutting enough. Keep slashing, keep hacking while you have a 24-month mandate before the midterms. Cut, more cutting. Believe me, it's going to work out just great. Everybody
Even
should be
people with
happy
the
about
nuclear
this.
codes, cut them too?
Cut everything. Because if you don't see what they're doing and they can't show you that they're adding value, you whack.
But it's clear.
And that's why NASA is getting cut, because they can't show how they're adding value to us whatsoever. He wants us to increase cutting. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, he also is someone that is one of the current purchasers, attempting to be purchasers of TikTok. So here's how some of the American people are reacting to this. Many people are saying they feel betrayed.
Been trying to find the right word of how I feel about what's going on. The revelation of all this stuff that's going on as far as the money that's being exposed that has been sent, and how they have abused the system and the corruption and everything like that. And the best word I can come up with as a 67-year-old United States citizen born in St. Joseph's Hospital of Orange, California, 1957. Long time ago. And my dad fought in that Second World War, and my grandfather fought in the First World War, and my brother was in the service during Nam. He didn't go to Nam. I have a nephew that's in the Army right now. The betrayal that I feel toward that's the word. It's betrayal. It's betrayal. That's the word that I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the country that I grew up in and that I supported with a waving of a flag and a singing of a song and with all this emotion and all this grit has betrayed me, but not just me, every single person who's ever been born in this country. We've all been betrayed, and yet watch the people who want to keep the betrayal going. That is what tears me up and makes me more.
This is what I'm saying with Whoopi Goldberg. They're trying to keep it going. They want us to stop the government cutting. They want us to continue to fund these programs that fund them. It's selfishness. These people don't care about saving freedom. They care about saving themselves. It was even proven that Al Gore and Bill Clinton actually created a DOGE themselves where they were officially cutting down government spending. And it's just a problem when we do it. These people are very, very cynical. They don't care about the American people. It's our tax dollars that's funding their careers. And they want us to continue to give our money to them instead of us having ways to benefit from our own taxes. Because the taxes are supposed to help you with society. Hell, most cities still have bumpy roads. You have celebrities worried about their mansions and worried about being able to pay their drivers, while you got people that's messing up their hubcaps and people that's messing up their tires because they don't have a car that's new enough to handle these shitty roads that we all have. It's like, where's our money going? They have a problem with that because it's going to them.
More angry is that you've used me. You used my grandfather, my dad. Since we got here in 1638, my family's been here a long time. And every single conflict that we've been in, my family is part of it. Either as an officer or an infantry guy or a chaplain or somebody, we had a book that's really thick that expresses our history. Every one of those people are betrayed. Today, we're all betrayed by this corrupt government that is now being exposed, but by God, and I'm not cursing, I'm just saying, by God, may the betrayal be vindicated. That's all I'm saying. May the betrayal be vindicated.
I've been fighting fake news reporters all day long here in the Washington, D.C. swamp who are trying to fearmonger the American people into believing that this administration is going after their hard-earned tax dollars and their hard-earned Social Security checks. So I want to set the record straight on your show tonight, Sean, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so. President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the DOGE team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments. And so their goal in going into the Social Security Administration is to identify three things. Number one, to identify duplicate payments and to end them. Number two, to identify payments that are going to deceased people who are no longer living and should no longer be receiving that money. And number three, to protect the integrity of this system for hardworking Americans who have been paying into it their entire lives. So rest assured to all of the people watching your show tonight, if you paid into the system, honestly, you will continue to receive your Social Security checks. Do not buy into the lies from the legacy fake news media who are trying to...
If you don't know this is Kevin Levitt, our press secretary, and she says Elon Musk and DOGE have been sent to investigate dead people receiving Social Security payments. That is absolutely crazy. It's tens of millions.
Fear you and scare you into believing otherwise. This is what we've seen them do about President Trump for years with every promise that he has made. And he's going in there to protect your hard-earned money. That is the ultimate goal.
This is happening against the backdrop of massive cuts across the federal government, including at the FAA. Just going to put some up on the screen. Hundreds.
Name the programs.
Of FAA employees have been laid off as part of Elon Musk going through all the federal agencies.
If it's DEI offices, that's probably might be a mass majority of it.
And then beyond the FAA, we have 10% of the CDC workforce, 3,400 at the U.S. Forest Service, 2,200 at the Interior Department, 2,000 at the Department of Energy, 1,000 at the VA.
Yeah, listen, and so far, at least if you kind of look at how Americans, Trump voters in particular, are reacting, so far this is something that they haven't really been affected by. You do hear from some GOP senators who are in some of these states where they're public parks, for instance, raising some alarms. But so far, these cuts.
If you guys don't notice what's happening, it's the same thing that happened at the beginning of The View. They are trying to link, bro, it's crazy when their narratives come out. The same thing like when they had the Project 2025. They have this one narrative that they put out and they send it everywhere. They send it everywhere and they're all regurgitate it. Is it a coincidence that Joy Burr with The View tried to link Elon Musk and Donald Trump to plane crashes, and now CNN is as well? It's always in unison. They're making demands to have him change this and that and then trying to blame him for plane crashes. This is a conspiracy. It's conspiracy theories. If you're saying the layoffs is what's leading to plane crashes, this shit was happening before Trump was president. We were dealing with plane crashes all over the internet. You can just go on my Twitter alone and type in the word plane, and you would see how many problems we had with planes before this. I mean, before Donald Trump was president, wasn't it someone that worked for United Airlines, I believe, a whistleblower of some sort, that was put to sleep? Like, how can they sit here and try to tie this to Trump if it was a growing problem? These are conspiracy theorists, and people need to label them as such.
Because they are directed at federal workers who the right has been expert at demonizing as lazy, as working from home, as costing too much, because they've been demonized, a lot of Americans say, too bad, so sad that they're being axed. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see if there is any trickle-down effect for average Americans.
I just want to read what Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, said. I'm thankful that everyone in the flight incident in Toronto that took off from Minneapolis is safe, but we keep seeing these incidents day after day. Meanwhile, Trump's doing massive layoffs at the FAA, including safety specialists, and making our skies less and less safe.
Hey, guys.
That is crazy how they pin at him when we been had these problems, man. It is absolutely crazy. And the amount of spin doctoring that they're doing is absolutely unreal, man. I mean, people just listen to these people when they speak. They're trying to link tragedies in American lives to propaganda. It's like, bro, just to push a narrative, it's sometimes not worth it.
Have you heard? DOGE is going after CPS and the United States foster care system next. Yep. If you're making money on these kids illegally, if you're using and abusing and frauding, he's coming for you. He's fixing to find out the truth, the real truth about what is happening to these children. This just keeps getting better and better. Everything that we ask for, he is delivering. I am so excited. This is absolutely huge. Huge. To me, it's almost as big. No, not almost. It is as big as the IRS. So actually probably even more so important, because
this is what pisses them off. They don't want you to start touching them kids, boy. That's a huge rabbit hole in itself. Anything that deals with children in our government.
The children involved. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, guys. What do you expect to happen? What do you think will happen? I'm just excited. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. God bless you.
It's interesting. The fact they're trying to end this, these celebrities, they don't want it. It's obvious. Everyone sees that they're getting paid. And I think a lot of these networks are going to be going offline because they just hit USA. They didn't actually target none of these industries of Hollywood specifically. But we got to remember that he bought John Voight, was it Sylvester Stallone? And I forgot the third individual that Donald Trump added to his administration to pretty much connect Hollywood to conservatism and investigate Hollywood in itself. We haven't heard anything about that yet, but I would expect to hear something about that pretty soon. The ambassadors, I think they're Hollywood ambassadors. So that's interesting. Just to see what's going to happen. I think once we start to investigate Hollywood, that's when they're really going to scream. But a lot of their money is being hit because they're being hit by these organizations sending out grants, sending out payments to PR firms, then the PR firms pay them. So it's kind of hard just to link these celebrities to it directly. But it could be from firms, agencies, booking talents, etc., that's paid by the government. So what's being unraveled is very, very, very important. Probably one of the most important things. One of the most important revelations in American history. Truly, truly. I mean, there's nothing more important than the money. And we're finding out where the money is going. That's something that we've never had the transparency of receiving, nor have our ancestors. So it's an awesome time to be alive. It's an awesome time to click the like, comment button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have already, then the next thing I have to say is please click the notification bell so you can stay updated on my next post. If you're enjoying the content as much as I'm enjoying providing it for you. Until we break the next narrative, my friends, I'll see you guys at 7 p.m.